So we've all seen the reports of our children going missing. Our children are going missing too regularly now. And for me, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable that in 2021, children are still being abducted on the way to school. Children are still being raped on the way to school. And children are still being groomed into county lines and criminal exploitation. It's unacceptable. And us as parents and carers have to play a larger role in our children's lives. And when I say larger role, I'm not putting any parent down. I'm just saying that there are some signs that we could pay attention to help those children before they go missing. None of us want to see any child go missing, but we need to learn the early signs so we can help to avoid that situation happening. For example, if your child's being groomed, you need to understand the signs of grooming. So how do we stop our children going missing? None of us want to see or know that a child has gone missing. None of us. And that's because we care. But there's a host of different reasons that contribute to children going missing. In 2018 and 2019, there were 218,000 incidents of children going missing. This is worrying. This is something we can no longer ignore. And some of these children go missing multiple times. And what that means is that, yes, that's a large number, 218,000. Some of those children are found and they go missing again because they choose to run away. You know, that's unavoidable. Some children just choose to keep running away. But for those children that are never found, or for those children that are found after they've been sexually abused or been made to sell drugs for a number of months and then just dropped on the doorstep, you know, to return back to normal life, this is what worries me. So how do we slow down this trend that is seeing our children go missing on a day-to-day basis? So here are 5 reasons why a child may go missing. And number 1 is for attention. Some children just go missing for attention. There's a case going around on social media at the moment where there was a girl who was reported missing, and it turned out that it was just a prank to get attention on social media. And what this does is it wastes the resource and the time allocated to finding those children that are truly at harm. And, you know, posts like this should be taken down straight away. Those people should be prosecuted for wasting that time when there are so many children out there that actually need to be found. And they're missing not by choice, they're missing because somebody's abducted them. And then we have these people that waste time and waste resources. Number 2, issues in the home. There may be relationship issues at home, relationship issues that a young person feels they can no longer be a part of anymore. And so they leave. And most of the time these children can be found with friends or family or just wandering around on the street, and they just feel safe leaving that environment because they no longer want to be there when that violence or that sexual abuse happens. And any one of us would do that. And number 3, to escape harm. Now, we've all been locked down for the last year and a half, and there's been a massive jump in domestic violence and sexual abuse. And if a child feels that they're in danger, they may just leave to find safety. Where they go may not be safe, but it feels safer than the environment they're in at the time. Nobody wants to, be exposed to this. And over the last year and a half, the rise is incredibly worrying. And for children to be exposed to that, they would prefer to leave the environment and not see it at all. So that's one of the reasons also why children go missing. And number 4 is mental health issues. There are so many children showing the early signs of mental health challenges. You know, the rise in this will contribute to children going missing, definitely. And this is so serious that we have to address this going forward as a society now. We cannot waste time on this. We can't sleep on this because mental health is on the increase in young people. You know, and mental health doesn't mean that your child is mad. It means they just need that little extra attention to help them navigate the experiences they're having during this time. And number 5 is abduction, grooming and exploitation. Now, this is where your child is targeted by criminal organizations. You know, your child may have met somebody online or has developed a friendship with somebody that is intentionally grooming them. And this area is so complicated because often the child or the young person believes they're friends. You know, young people are being manipulated and put in debt so they can be moved around the country to sell drugs, hide weapons, you know, for sexual reasons. And once they've been targeted, it can be difficult for you as a parent or a carer to spot the signs, as often that young person will protect the groomer at all costs. So how do we protect our children? So here are 3 ways to help stop your child from going missing. Communication is the key. I can't say this enough. The more you communicate and understand where your child is emotionally and physically, the better chance there is of you being able to help them. Speak to them regularly and find out who their friends and circles are. Do that. Find out who they're associating with. Find out who they know online. Find out who they talk regularly to. Find this information out. It is so important. I can't stress it enough. Know who your child is talking to. Monitor their social media use. You know, it's going to piss young people off, but be involved in their social media, even if it means creating an account, a pseudonym account where you can watch their activity. Many young people have a larger social media presence than you can even imagine. Online activity is a way of being exposed to possible groomers or even being exploited sexually. At the moment, there are so many cases of children being threatened and blackmailed because they've sent naked images of themselves to people that they thought were friends. You're the best person to spot these changes in your child's behavior. Look for the changes, no matter how small. Be inquisitive at all times. I can't stress that enough. Be a parent or a carer that is annoying. Be inquisitive. Find out what's going on. Make it your business. If you think that your child is experiencing mental health issues, don't just leave them to deal with it on their own. Help and support them. Often, it's just as simple as allowing them to express their concerns openly to you as a parent or carer. And if you feel you can't support them anymore, seek professional help for them immediately. Don't waste time on this. If you think your child may be experiencing mental health challenges, seek professional help. Finally, use sensory acuity to develop a sense of what your child may be going through. Within the last year, so many children have experienced mental health issues due to the lockdown and the lack of that face-to-face, contact and that relationship with other people, that it can lead to mental health challenges. So use sensory acuity to make sure your child is in the right space. But ultimately, if your child does go missing, there is hope. Knowing how to spot the signs early may help you save your child from harm.